Why do some people wake up each morning with a clear reason to live, even in old age? Ikigai begins in Okinawa, one of the world's longest living communities, to explore that question. This is not a book about happiness. It is a book about why life feels worth continuing. Ikigai roughly translates to a reason for being, or a reason to wake up in the morning. The authors emphasize that Ikigai does not need to be grand. It often emerges from small, meaningful routines, not wealth, status, or recognition. In Okinawa, people rarely retire in the traditional sense. They slow down, maintain social ties, and continue doing what they enjoy for as long as they are able. The authors identify 3 common traits: low stress, strong community bonds, a personal ikigai. Longevity follows meaning, not the other way around. Ikigai highlights flow as a central source of fulfillment. When challenge and skill align, people lose track of time and feel deeply engaged. These moments of immersion give life texture and resilience. Ikigai is not a destination, it is an experience within action. Rather than urging people to chase big dreams, the book asks a quieter question: what can you continue doing for a long time? Starting small, moving slowly, and not quitting matter more than ambition. Consistency shapes direction. Ikigai is not purely mental. The book emphasizes moderate eating, daily movement, and stress reduction. Purpose is inseparable from physical well-being. To live meaningfully, one must live sustainably. In an age of burnout and constant reinvention, Ikigai offers a different metric. Meaning matters more than achievement. Endurance matters more than speed. Now let's explore how the concept of Ikigai applies to modern career decisions, life after retirement, and the search for sustainable meaning within performance-driven societies.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into a concept that might just hold the secret to a long and happy life. It comes from a small village in Japan, and it's called Ikigai. I mean, think about it. It's the question, right? It's something people have been asking for centuries. What is the key to not just living a long life, but a genuinely happy one? But what if the answer isn't buried in some old philosophy book or a science lab? What if it's been hiding in plain sight, in a small village in Japan, a place that's home to the world's longest living people? Okay, so let's start our journey. We're heading to Ogimi, this quiet rural town on the island of Okinawa, Japan. And get this place holds the Guinness World Record for the highest life expectancy. So, what's going on there?
See, the thing is, the people here don't just tack on extra years. They live better. We're talking about incredible health, a super tight-knit community, and this crystal-clear sense of purpose that guides them every single day.
And when you ask them, hey, what's your secret? The elders don't just talk about diet or exercise. They talk about something way deeper. They talk about their Ikigai. All right, Ikigai. So what is this thing? What's this concept that seems to be the key to all this vitality? Let's really dig in and break it down.
So the word is Ikigai. That's Ikigai. It's actually a combination of Iki, meaning life, and Gai, meaning value or worth. Put them together and you get your reason for being. It's the thing that gets you to jump out of bed in the morning filled with joy and purpose.
You know, this idea really reminds me of the work of the psychiatrist Viktor Frankl. He was a prisoner at Auschwitz, and he noticed something incredible. The people who survived, against all odds, were the ones who had a purpose, a reason to keep living, even in the absolute worst circumstances imaginable.
Okay, so one of the big ways to tap into your Ikigai is through something you've probably experienced before. It's called flow. You know that feeling when you're so deep into something that the rest of the world just fades away? Maybe it's an artist with a paintbrush, a chef in the zone, or you just completely lost in a hobby you absolutely love. Time just vanishes. That's flow.
It's kind of like what Bruce Lee said, be water, my friend. That's the perfect way to describe flow. It's this feeling of effortless action, where you become one with what you're doing. You're not fighting it, you're just flowing with it.
So if flow is the goal, what's the enemy? Well, you're looking at it. It's distraction, especially this modern myth of multitasking. Here's the truth. When we think we're multitasking, we're not. We're just switching between tasks really, really fast and badly. It kills our productivity. But focusing on just one thing, that's the secret door to achieving flow.
And this right here really lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, you've got flow, a focused mind. You feel in control and you're actually enjoying yourself. And on the right, distraction. Your mind is all over the place, you feel like you've lost control, and you end up just
totally exhausted. The choice seems pretty clear when you look at it like this.
All right, so flow is a huge piece of the puzzle. But there's more to it. The secret to a long, happy life is also about how we deal with all the curveballs life throws at us.
You know, our body's stress response is basically ancient software running on modern hardware. It was designed for short, intense bursts, like running away from a saber-toothed tiger. But today, the threats are different. It's the constant ping of notifications, the never-ending emails, and they trigger that exact same stress response, leaving us chronically tired and unhealthy.
And this is so important. The people who live to be 100 aren't the ones who had these perfect, stress-free lives. Not at all. They're actually masters of resilience. They've learned how to face tough times with a positive attitude and not let it drag them down.
There's this amazing Japanese proverb that just nails this idea. Fall 7 times, rise 8. It's all about that spirit of getting back up, no matter how many times life knocks you down. It's about seeing every stumble not as a failure, but as a chance to get even stronger.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do we actually do this? How do we bring these big ideas into our everyday lives? Well, let's look at some of the super simple, practical habits of the people in Okinawa, and we'll start with how they eat.
So, in Okinawa, you'll hear this phrase all the time, hara hachibu. It's a simple reminder to stop eating when you're about 80% full. Think about it. That simple trick stops your body from having to work overtime on digestion, which can actually speed up how fast our cells age.
And wow, the results are pretty staggering. Just look at this chart. Okinawans eat a huge variety of foods, tons of vegetables, but they take in way fewer calories than the average American. And the payoff? A much lower body mass index and just, well, better health all around. And here's some good news. You don't have to go run a marathon to live a long life. Not at all. The world's longest living people just keep moving. They do it naturally through things like walking, gardening, and simple exercises that keep their bodies working well. Things like Tai Chi or Qigong, or even something as simple as a daily stretching routine, like the yoga sun salutation you see here, are fantastic ways to keep your body active and your mind calm.
So, let's bring it all together. Here are the 10 rules of Ikigai. It's about staying active, but also taking it slow. It's about nourishing your body and surrounding yourself with good friends. It's about smiling, reconnecting with nature, and really living in the moment. And ultimately, it's about following your Ikigai. This isn't just a checklist. It's a whole philosophy for a long and happy life.
So, we've journeyed to Ogimi, we've explored this amazing philosophy of Ikigai, and now the final question really comes back to you. What's your reason to get up in the morning? What's your Ikigai?